In this video, let's create a short, simple animation and then take a look and see how we can loop our animation using the graph editor here in Maya. So right now I'm just going to create a really simple, maybe idle breathing cycle. So I have a game character here that I created in ZBrush, and then I turned them into low poly game model. All right, so this is a Unity game model that then I painted in Substance Painter. But what I want to do is I want to create a really simple short animation. So the first thing I want to do is set my keyframes for, I'm not going to use the controls for Human IK because in Unity you can bring the controls in. So I'm just going to do animation straight on the joins and just something really simple. So I'm going to press S on my keyboard, and keep in mind I selected my main joint here, and then I went to select hierarchy to select the entire set, the whole structure. I pressed S, then I'm going to go to my last keyframe and press S again, and then in the middle I'm just going to create some sort of movement that it looks like he's breathing. So maybe I'll take his chest up, maybe take, I'm going to uncheck my mesh, grab his shoulders, maybe move them up as well, bring it down a little bit, and I'm just going to see what that looks like. So I have this, maybe he was running and now he's a little bit out of breath kind of animation. I'm going to go back to 15 and maybe bring this down a little bit. It's a little too much. Maybe bring this down. See what this looks like. So again, something really simple. But let's say I would like this to be a loop using the graph editor. So right now, as you can see, it's playing from our timeline from 1 to 30, right? But what if he's like a background character in Maya? Let's say I'm creating a, maybe a short animation or a short film, and I need to expand my timeline. Let's say I need this to be, let's go to, let's say 300, right? So my animation is 300 frames. And if I drag my timeline to include all 300 frames, you can see that my animation is only set up in the first 30, right? So obviously if I press play, he's going to breathe, but then he's going to stop, right? Because it's not looped. So instead of copying and pasting this 100 times, maybe there's a way to loop it here and using the graph editor, and there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select the main joint and do select hierarchy, select all the joints. And now what I'm going to do is go to Windows, Animation Graph Editor, and what I can do now is select all the joints, go to Curves, go to Post Infinity and do a cycle. As soon as I do a cycle and press play, you can see that the animation will continuously play infinitely no matter how long the timeline is. So a cool little trick for animation, and it's not really useful for game engine export, but this is really useful for doing animations here in Maya. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.